Welcome. What can I do for you today? You'd like some reading tips and advice for some books? Sure, no problem. Would you like me to sign you up for a library card? You do? Great. Well, what it does, that's a great question. So the library card gives you the freedom to come in at any time you want, even in the middle of the night. Really just whenever you feel like you want to get to the library. It also allows you to get any amount of books you'd like and take them with you for any amount of time you'd like. Of course, there are a few limitations because you can't keep the books forever, but we'll send you an email right on time so that you'll be aware of that. Yes, great, you'd like that? When I sign you up for it, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you. So first is your name, please. Perfect. Yes, as well as your last name, yes. Great. Your date of birth? Yes. Your address. We just need that to send any necessary information regarding the books. For example, when books are overdue, etc. Great, yes. What number? Okay, great, perfect, yes. And lastly, your email. Could you repeat that last part for me again? Yes. Perfect. Then I have one more question to ask you, and that is, have you been at this library before? No? This is your first time? Alright, great. So then I wonder, how did you hear from us? Did you hear from us from a friend, or did you just happen to walk by? Okay, cool, yes. Very, very cool. Okay, great. So now you are set up for a library card. When you leave, I will give it to you. It will be right on the desk over there. Print it out for you. No extra cost necessary. It's all free of charge. But now you wanted to have some advice and some help with finding the right books to read. For that, I do wonder, what is your favorite type of books? Action, adventure, fiction, science fiction, reality, romance, really, whatever. What is your thingy, your type of book? What do you like? Okay, yes, I will just fill it into the system, because then I'm able to find some books, and then I can introduce them to you. Yes, alright, great. So, was there already any specific book you might be looking for? Because I'm of course here to help, and I can find them for you, so you can name any book you like, and if not, I'll just search some books based on the interests you gave us, and I will talk a little bit about them and see if you're interested and you'd like to take them with you. Yeah, any title, any author, everything is fine. Yes. Further, no, it's completely fine. How about I just grab some books right now and we'll discuss them and we'll see if you like them. Fine, so bear with me for a few seconds and I'll grab them. Okay, great. Alright, so I found 4 books to discuss. The first one is Nancy Does Time, written by Neil Shusterman. And it's about a boy called Nancy, and he has found a new friend. How great. And this friend also has a sister, and Nancy is starting to like this sister of him. But they find out in the book that Nancy only has 6 more months left to live, and he makes a story about it, that he's giving a month of his life. And everyone is really impressed by the book, but then he finds out that his new friend, called Gunnar Umlaut, isn't dying at all. There's nothing wrong with him. I know. Why would you lie about it? Crazy. But yeah, so this book is really about friendship, about love, about honesty and trusting. Yeah, Antida's Time is a roller coaster in which the reader isn't sometimes laughing and sometimes holds his breath, and throughout the whole ride, non-stop. And eventually you get out very excited. So Neil Shusterman sort of compares this book to a roller coaster. That doesn't happen very often, now does it? Okay, so yeah, that was the first book. It is not too thick. The letters are very easy to read. I do have to say that there aren't many pictures in this book. Actually, I think that there are none. So if that, is a little, disappointing for you, I'm sorry. Antida's Time by Neil Shusterman. I'm sorry, my voice is a little bit cracky. Then next book I have Vonne van der Meer, and it's called Island Guests, and it's about this cleaner who cleans every spring and every winter, if I'm not mistaken. She cleans this vacation house on the island, and she leaves a guest's book in the in the accommodation for all the guests to write in. And you'll see these different guests, their different stories, and they write in the guest book. They read stories from earlier guests, previous guests, and it's very easy to read. Again, there are no pictures, but it's very easy to read. Von der Meer, she wrote the story in a very approachable way. You can really relate to the story, and because there are so many different narratives in the book, it is very, it does keep your attention to the reading, so you don't get bored or distracted very quickly. So it's a really good book. Yeah. And also, again, because of the different narratives, there are so many different themes, There is pregnancy, there is suicidal thoughts, there is trust, there is friendship, there is love, there's romance, there is cheating. There's everything in it. So, it's a really, really great book. I'd really recommend it. And it's also, it isn't very thick. Well, it looks thick, but that's because, the pages are obviously used. But it isn't very thick, It's easy to read. Keeps your attention. And, yeah. It is just a great, great book. I'd really recommend it. Yes. Then the third book is written by Jessica Duurlacher, and it's called The Hero. And this is actually quite a thick book, quite a story. It's about this family called Silverstein. You have a mother, Sarah, a father, Jacob, and a son, Mitch, and a daughter, Tess. And it's about this woman, Sarah, who is, jogging late at night. And all of a sudden, a car passes by very fast, and, she does like this, and the car driver, the driver gets out and starts raping her. And actually, the passing by very fast was done, on purpose, as well as the raping, because the man who's behind this has some unsolved problems with her father, who recently passed in the book. And a few months later, the same guy who raped Sarah comes back with some friends, and they try to kill her husband. They also rape her daughter. They get into their house, they steal stuff, while her son is away in America trying to get into the army. So, it's quite a heavy story. There's a lot of things happening in it, and it all comes back to the father of Sarah, who was part of World War II, and he tried to give the people from the Nazis a second chance, which was the father of the guy who raped Sarah. So it's a really heavy story. It is about World War II, it is about raping, it's about a loving family, it's about trusting each other, it's about letting go, and it's about who is the hero in this book. Is it, the father of Sarah, who says he's the hero, who's always been very protective of his children, but actually, you know, has kept a lot of lies? Or is it Mitch, who does something at the end of the book, which I will not spoil? But yeah, it's a very great book written by Jessica Duurlacher. It's called The Hero. It is quite, you know, a lot of pages and a lot of chapters, but the chapters are really short and, you know, you can see really big letters, so easy to write. Easy to write, easy to read. My apologies. But yeah, I'd really recommend this book. It's a really great book. It really is. You're in for a roller coaster with that one. You're in for a ride. Okay, so this last book doesn't have a cover. We put a black paper over it. But this is a art book. It isn't very much, well, there's a lot of reading, but it isn't necessarily meant for reading, because inside there is a lot of pictures of art, a lot of text regarding those pictures. It's about these different time areas, the Golden Age, the first half of the 20th century, the second half. It's about all these different art waves, you know, about like expressionism, stuff like that. So you really learn a lot about art in this book. So if you're like really an artsy person, this may be a recommendation. I don't actually know why this book came up in the system, because it doesn't look very relevant to the other books. But yeah, so there's a lot of art in there. You can learn a lot about different art types, at what time they came around, who invented it, who was part of it. And yeah, it really teaches you a lot about art, you know. And the fun thing is, when you have read this, you can, like, you know, when you see a movie, you're like, oh wait, I know, you know, what you can see in this movie, stuff like that. So yeah. But yeah, so those were all the books I had today for you. Of course, there's many more in our library behind me, but those were the 4 books, you know, that came up for you. If you are interested in any of this book, I can ring you up with them right now. The second, I will put them on your library card. Is there anyone, you know, you're like interested in? Yes, The Hero. Yes, such a great choice. Really, really amazing. And Island Guest, yes. Island Guests 4. Yes. Alright, yeah. Really, really great choice. Yeah. I'll just put them on your library card very quickly. You'll get an email 1 month in advance, and from then on every week. And then it will let you know when you have to return the books. Of course, you know, that will take a long time. You know, you probably have like a year to read these books, and then you get an email, and then so on, you know, every week before you have to hand these in back to the library. But you know, you have a lot of time to read the books, so that is perfect. Just put it in the system. Make sure everyone here knows, you know, there are some old people who have been working here for decades, and they sometimes, you know, say to a client, to a guest, to our readers, you know, oh, come here, we have this book for you. And then we have to disappoint them again because we don't have the books. But they just, like, you know, they don't understand the system. But it's fine, you know, they're so sweet and adorable. Yes, alright, so you're all good and ready to go. I wish you the best of reading times. I hope you enjoy. I enjoy working with you. I enjoyed, you know, getting to know you a little bit better and introducing these books to you. And yeah, I wish you a blissful weekend and a lot of fun reading times. And I'll see you again whenever you finish these books. You know, I want to say in a year, but maybe you like them so bad that you've read them in a month. I don't know. But have a nice weekend, and I'll see you again sometimes. Alright. Bye. Bye. Oh yeah, your library card if you like walk here. You can take the books with you as well. And then there is like that copy machine. And then you just fill in your email and the card will come right up. Alright. Nice weekend. Bye.